Hi, I have no idea why my microphone was turned off. Can we try that again? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is 8:03 on a Wednesday morning. It is a busy morning because we are watching clouds and showers just scattered throughout Central Florida. Through Coffee Talk this morning, we'll have the live radar, by the way, in the bottom left corner of your screen, just to keep you situationally aware. But let's take a live look outside and see what's doing. This is a shot from our Tavares Tower Cam. Cloudy skies. This is usually giving us a beautiful front row seat to that sunshine. It's just not going to be the case today because of all of the clouds and rain. So let's pop up our first warning live Doppler radar. Let's just zoom into the metro where we are starting to see some showers around. There's nothing strong. There's nothing even severe. And I think that that's at least the good news, right? There's not a ton of intense stormy weather, but as we loop this, you can definitely see some of those showers coming in. So let's come in a little bit closer here around Apopka, Altamont Springs, watching some of those showers marching in. I'll bring it full screen for you. And, again, light rain around. There's Ocoee, the 429, Windermere, Oak Ridge down south of the metro, including Walt Disney World, watching some of those showers there. Let's come over towards St. Cloud, Holopaw, a little bit of rain, Point Sienna, some rainfall. Brevard County, my friends, let's come over and take a look around the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station down through Satellite Beach. Showers lightening up just a little bit here, but still some light rain from about 192 down to Floridana Beach and then back over towards Sebastian. So that's a look on the south side of town. Let's come up here to the north side of town and see what's doing. Leesburg through Lake County, there's Tavares, Lisbon, Eustis, Umatilla, even over toward the villages starting to watch some showers, and then out toward Forest Hills, up toward De Leon Springs, Barberville, watching a little bit of light rainfall here, and that's even kind of popping up a little bit of rain. It looks like along a convergence line here in Ormond Beach, and then right up into the Flagler County border. So yeah, there are some showers around, aren't there? Right? We'll be watching it and, of course, keeping you up to date on it. But for now, here's what you need to know: cloudy skies. Temperatures today, you know what? Because we've got that inset box, let me give you the half screen forecast there. All right, perfect. So there we go. So cloudy skies. I think over the next few hours, we'll gradually watch that shower coverage close in. I think little bit by little bit, and then watch the storms kind of get fired up this afternoon, right? It's not going to be severe this morning. We will see some showers around for sure, but I think that this afternoon, what we end up seeing is that daytime heating destabilizing the atmosphere. And then, of course, we get that opportunity to see those storms get a little stronger. Just like yesterday, where we had that tornado warning in Seminole County, can't rule that out again today. So we'll be watching the trends, we'll be watching the Doppler radar, trying to keep you up to date on everything. All right? So that's kind of where we're at. Let me take a pause. I need my cup of coffee this morning. And with that, I will say good morning to you. Marie, good morning. Hope you're doing well. David, I see you in the room. Patty says, thanks for a great broadcast. Well, thank you. We're just starting this puppy, though, so we don't know if it's going to be great yet. We'll have to hope for greatness. Kathy, good morning to you. Tim says, I'd like some showers in New Smyrna Beach this morning. I mean, there's showers around, so we can only hope that we'll get some of that moving your direction, right? Nicole says it's an ugly day. It is an ugly day. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look, I would love to be able to get a better forecast for you, but that's yeah, that's kind of where we're at. That's definitely where we're at. I'm sorry. I wish I had better news for you. I'm sorry. I'll do everything I can. I'll do everything I can. At the end of the day, all I'm really doing is just kind of keeping you up to date. So I'll do I'll do the best I can there. Oh well. Sprinkling in Brooksville, very good. Brian says I got caught in the rain in the vet last night. It was still a nice drive. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Oh man, nothing but clouds in southeast Dunellen. Yeah. This afternoon we will be working plenty of storms around. Chris is asking about any reports of damage yesterday. So I did not see any damage reports in the weather center, but I will say this. I did see some pretty significant rain numbers. Look at some of these rain numbers from yesterday. Victoria Gardens, which is in West Volusia County, 6.13 inches of rain. Whoa, that's just yesterday. Daytona Beach 5.34, Lake Mary 4.34, Maitland 4.18. So there was some significant rains in Central Florida yesterday. Wow. And I would say that it's kind of one of those funny things about Central Florida because we have the ability to really handle some rainfall. We can keep from flooding pretty well because of our drainage situation. But that said, we are still looking at the threat for some flooding today. So just keep that in mind, watching that threat. And it's not just today, looking at the next few days' time, today, tomorrow, and Friday, all showing parts of Central Florida under a low end threat for some flooding. So there's that. Yeah. Tony was busy last night. Janice says, yeah, I was at a scout meeting with my son, so I missed it. I was driving in the rear flank downdraft of that tornado warned cell. So I'm glad that seemingly now I did see. I mean, the rains were just torrential. It was wicked. Glad that we've not gotten reports of damage, though, for sure. The power of positive thinking. It'll be great, maybe even feisty. Oh yeah, I think it'll get feisty. Yeah, Tony was busy last night. He did save some of the radar images. I came in and looked at like this is the National Weather Service Doppler radar from last night. Yeah, that's my friends why there was a tornado warning because the winds peaked out around 70 or so, 70, 80 mile per hour wind shear, you know. Again, that's not our radar. He was using Melbourne in this case just to kind of show. But look at that 67 mile per hour wind gust reported at the Sanford airport. So at the very least, there was a significant straight line wind event um, across parts of Central Florida. And while the severity should be, a lower threat these next couple of days, it should be just heavy rainfall. Isn't that just proof positive that, like, any day in Central Florida, seriously, any day, you have the chance to get some of those stronger storms to develop, right? I always think it's fascinating the way that the weather works so differently in our area versus other parts of the country because it's a very different ball game. Now, you may be asking yourself, like, what's going on? Why are we so stormy these last couple of days? And particularly this morning, even, like, what's going on? Why are we so wet? Why is it so gross? There's kind of an interesting little weather player, all right? And for that, we've got to load up the tropical satellite. Now, I'm going to show this to you, but understand that there are plenty of buoys in this area, and the buoys are not registering lowering pressures. All right, so down around Cuba, watching this bubble up of moisture, and that bubble up of moisture is moving our direction. So it's pluming today, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, even into Sunday. We're watching that more and more and more, just pumping that moisture in. So that's going to allow for plenty of showers and thunder showers. But this weekend into early next week, we're going to start to watch a ribbon of drier air moving into our area. So we'll be able to at least drop those rain chances down just a little bit. All right, so let's take a look at Central Florida's certified most accurate 7-day forecast. I'll bring it full screen and I'll remove the little radar box just for now. Just for now. All right, so there's kind of the idea. We've got plenty of showers and storms today, tomorrow, all the way through the weekend. Then we get into the weekend and start to watch that drier air sneaking in. As it does that, we keep stormy, but by Monday and Tuesday, we'll start to see some drying conditions. Okay, so for my UCF friends, and I'm going to be there with you, okay? But for my UCF friends, unfortunately, this is not what you would say is an ideal forecast. We're going to be tracking some showers and thunder showers around for tailgating and for the game itself. So for me, I'm going to be wearing my Columbia shirt, mainly because I sweat terribly, but also because it could be raining. And if it's raining, I just want to, moisture wick or whatever the heck they say in their advertising. We're going to be dodging the rains. Have the ponchos. You don't want to be the guy that's got the umbrella. I don't even think that they let the umbrellas in, but obviously it's not an ideal forecast. So as long as we're all prepared, as long as we're all good to go, I think we'll be good to go. All right? Right? Great chances every day. Just know that it's going to rain and you're going to be fine. Is it a washout? People are asking, like, do I need to be ready for a washout? It's not like that. Today's probably a pretty decent chance at a washout, but I don't think it's going to be like that every single day. But crazy good things have happened. All right, let me get caught up on some of these comments here. Any idea the rain totals from last night? We got pummeled in DeBerry. So I did show some of them a few seconds ago. Here's some of the rainfall totals. And these are just some of the more significant rain numbers. But yeah, Victoria Gardens, not far from you in DeBerry, got over 6 inches of rain. So there you go. Yeah, lots and lots of moisture around town. Let's see here. 4 inches came down quickly. Is there another cold front coming? There's some drier air moving in next week. Could we see, humidity levels drop and start to see that that morning low temperature come down? It's possible. As a matter of fact, and I haven't loaded this in a good minute, but let's look at just the raw GFS numbers. All right, so here's the raw GFS numbers. Raw model data, okay? So understand that. But here's what they're doing for temperatures. And you can see there, particularly looking into next week, right? Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, morning low temperatures at 70, right? And then the humidity kind of creeps back up, and then perhaps around Monday or so. So it's not massive. Again, this is raw model data. It's going with 82 degrees for a high temperature today. I think we'll probably be closer to 85, but, we'll have to see how that all plays out. All right, let me look at the rundown real fast. Let's see what's next for us. I just need to see how much further past Megan's live shot. All right, so there's a space impact report before I get to weather. So yeah, so there you go. So raw computer model data showing those temperatures down just a little bit. We'll have to see how that plays out. The warning was right over my house. We still do not have our internet back. Oh my gosh, using a phone as hotspot. That's a mess. That is a mess. I'm sorry. I'm glad you're doing this, Kathy. Oh, thank you. I'm always grateful to be doing this. I love hanging out with you guys and tracking all of the showers and storms. Janice says that is tropical storm winds. Yeah, oh yeah. There were tropical storm force winds for sure in those storms last night. Absolutely. Yeah. Was in the middle of it last night, going to the hospital for a broken elbow. It was definitely heavy. Are you okay though, Megan? That's the bigger thing. Are you okay? Is there a dry out in our future? Yeah, so next week we do dry out a little bit. I drove home from Daytona yesterday, 6 to 8. It was a scary storm. It was a scary storm. Can confirm. Thank you, buddy. Should cancel my theme park weekend to trick or treat at SeaWorld with the kids. It's not, for now it doesn't look like it's going to be a washout. So I don't know that I would cancel a bunch of plans just because, I mean, today is gray, and I showed you the tower cam, but I'll just show it to you again because it's on the monitor here. It's not a pretty day. Becky, I'm sick of the humidity. Let's see what we can do there. No promises. Is it too early for Futurecast for Friday night? It is. You're not going to get like a high-resolution Futurecast for Friday night just yet. Is Saturday morning going to be raining? No, I think that we're probably going to be looking at the afternoon, evening storms for the weekend. But the problem is, for those of us UCF fans, that includes the football game. So not ideal. Not ideal. Sanford was scary. I live on Airport Road. Did we have a tornado? So I've not seen reports of any significant damage, and we've gotten no reports of a tornado touchdown. All right, to be continued. Let me do this weather hit. Hang with me.
Researchers at NASA and the National Snow and Ice Data Center say that the ice cover in the Arctic shrank between March and September. The amount lost.
It's a Florida Classic day. Is it? Or are you talking about the football game, Jessica?
Ice reached its lowest maximum extent on record during its cold and dark months. A lot to think about.
8:17 right now here at home locally. Waking up this morning, pretty gloomy, cloudy conditions out there.
Oh yeah, rain's gonna be around for most of the day.
Yeah, on again and off again showers this morning. Then we kind of reset things atmospherically midday and get set up for those afternoon, evening thunderstorms, some of which could get a little feisty. Here's a look at the tourist district, our tower cam network, showing that kind of Seattle-esque weather pattern. Winds are calm. It's not that it's fog, it's just kind of some misty showers and plenty of clouds. 77 degrees current temperature. Here's first morning live Doppler radar. And we see the rains kind of thinning out a little bit here over Brevard County. A little pocket of heavier rain will come in around Palm Bay or just north of Palm Bay, over near the 192. Around the tourist district, the overall theme is kind of quieting down these showers. Same thing up here. So we're noticing an overall trend of less intensity in the rain. It's not that it was strong before, but it's just little by little as that sun gets up in the atmosphere, we're kind of drying out the surface, right? As that happens, we'll be able to reset things and get the storms fired. Why? Because there's just a lot of moisture. Look at that satellite radar. And may I add, down here in southwest Florida, that is a monsoon-looking setup with just a ton of rain coming in off the Gulf, flooding a big concern for the entire peninsula over the next couple of days. So for today, with a shift in the wind and the cloud cover, instead of getting into the 90s like yesterday, and now below average at 88, we're going to hit 85 in the city, about 84 degrees in Ocala, 83 for a high temperature for Palm Coast, and 85 degrees in Titusville. Here's Futurecast showing a couple of lingering showers, 10:30, 11. Then it's cloudy through lunchtime. Then we start firing up those storms, 2, 3, 4 o'clock, continuing right through dinner time. And that's when we could get the stronger stuff firing up again. Boy, was Tony a busy man yesterday, having to deal with those severe thunderstorm warnings and that tornado warning for Seminole and Volusia County. Today, basically the entire peninsula watching for the threat of flooding rains. When you've got this soupy of an air mass over top, that's just the way that it goes. And that's on top of the rain that we saw yesterday, all thanks to this tropical moisture from the Caribbean that's just kind of pluming our direction. Out in the tropics, watching Tropical Storm Philippe, expected to continue working off to the west, face first into wind shear. That's not expected to stay long for this Earth. By the time that it gets to Puerto Rico, it's just some rain. Some models even taking that moisture toward us by late next week. Elsewhere, just behind Philippe is Invest 91, a high likelihood that this becomes Rena. The good news, not a threat to us here in Central Florida. So take a look at the 7-day forecast. Today, 70% coverage of rain. It's going to be a cloudy, wet day, right? But we keep that going through the late week into the weekend. And as a matter of fact, it's not until some drier air slides in early next week do we change this pattern out whatsoever. So it's going to be a pretty consistent one. Gotta love that. Megan, good morning.
Good morning, Eric. You're getting ready for that morning drive heating. My eye on some
All right.
issues that these skin
So now we've got 2 more hits. We've got the Today Show cut in, and then we're going to have the one off the top at 8:30 on CW. All right. Difficult running yesterday. Please tell me it was weather related, not me out of shape. How do I do this? I don't really know how to do that. Oh man. He's taking us to the green screen. Oh yeah, I'm taking it to the green screen. I should do the weather from the couch. Then it has to sit on my lap. I love cloudy mornings, Amanda says. I do too. Honestly, I love this weather. Yeah. Yeah, Mike says, whenever I'm doing coffee talk at the studio, you should come up with a word that I have to use for each time I do a weather hit. As long as it's appropriate, I'm game to try it. Severe thunderstorm warnings in Volusia yesterday. Yep, I'll blame that for my horrible attempt at running yesterday. Hey, as long as you can sleep at night, that's all. Oh, Annie, thank you very much. You should do weather from that very uncomfortable looking beige couch. It's yellow, and it is a very uncomfortable couch. It was custom built. It was custom built for use at our studio. But the likes of Gary Sinise have sat on that couch, so that's kind of cool. They tell you you're in the clear in your earpiece. No, so you get to the point where you can actually hear your own breathing in the earpiece when your microphone is on. So you kind of pick up the fact that, oh, my microphone must not be on anymore, that kind of a thing. Yeah. Let's see here. Does Wesh ever do studio tours? Would be very cool to see behind the scenes. Sometimes it's not just like an open free for all though. Yeah. Taylor, I hate leather couches. So it automatically make it comfortable. That's true. That's true. We didn't get any rain yesterday on your side of Ocala. Oh my gosh, Susie, that's too funny. Real fast while we're in between hits. Oh, she's. Everybody was asking about Megan's munchies.
I'm so busy this morning. me show you. Okay.
Yes, you are busy.
So,
Real quick.
I told you I would get it together by today.
And the first thing she said to me this morning was that she had gotten it together today.
Got it together. But I also have a shoot I'm about to leave in literally 8 minutes.
Okay,
to
real
go to
quick,
the game.
real quick.
But that's why I'm eating something different today. So I brought my coffee. I put this whole thing was full of iced coffee.
Oh, wow.
And it's gone.
Oh, my, shut up.
I know. So I'm going to Starbucks because I have a
So I had 18 ounces of coffee, so I'm going to Starbucks to get a little more.
Like today's one of those days where I need an IV of it. So
Good gravy. Okay.
iced coffee. Usually I don't put it in a Yeti, but I love these things. Like
Yeah, they're fun.
yeah. Then I had pineapple. You saw that earlier. I had, like,
Did I?
I mean, you probably weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
I had like just this big thing of pineapple.
What is that?
This doesn't look very good.
It looks
but
great.
This is probably not the healthiest option, but go to Trader Joe's right now. Stop what you're doing after this coffee talk. Get the butternut squash frozen mac and cheese.
Holy crow, that looks delicious.
Okay, they only bring it out during fall, and the fall items. Weren't we talking about this yesterday?
Yeah, we were.
They
Yeah,
just dropped.
Yeah.
At Trader Joe's. I went yesterday. I'm not kidding you. I bought 10 of these, and the guy at the checkout was like, "Are these all for you?" I was like, "Yeah." Like, they're so good. And if you just need like an easy, and today I'm gonna be home at like 3 because
Yeah.
I have a shoot,
Right.
and then I have like a lot going on today,
Yeah.
so I needed to eat lunch this morning.
Yes.
Because I'm not gonna be whatever. So
That looks, I don't know if it translates. That looks so flipping
I'm
good.
not even like a mac and cheese girl. If you guys are Trader Joe's fans, like you know.
That's like rigatoni. It's like thick rigatoni.
Yeah, this is my all-time.
God.
I think it's like $3.69.
Spent $100 on frozen meals
Yeah,
yesterday.
just go. It's always like on the end caps as well, where they keep their seasonal items.
Yeah.
So look, if you go to the Trader Joe's in Winter Park, it's like by the dairy in the end cap. They had a ton of them yesterday. I
have to
only
pick
bought
some
10,
up.
so I saved some for people.
I feel like Jeannie would like. I'm not a butternut squash guy, but I feel like
Do you want to try it?
no,
Okay.
because I don't need to like anything more. I can't have pasta really,
that's
so
a
I need to
shame.
be very, very good. I need to behave.
Okay, but
There it is. Okay.
usually it's healthier, but this is a one-off. So check in with me next time.
Can I just say, like, no, if Jacqueline D'Agostino, I'm sure is not watching, and I love Jacqueline, and I'm not
Me
saying
too. She's super nice.
yeah, she's great. You're great.
There's so much going on.
Your food.
Hold on 1 second.
Hold on, I'm talking to her. I am talking to her. It is mine. She is mine.
I'm doing this cut in, and then after that.
This is the kind of abuse we give each other. Your food, way better than Jack's snacks.
Really?
She'd be like, this is chia-infused cardboard that I'm
Okay.
eating. I'm like, what are you doing?
I'm a vegetarian, for those who are curious.
Okay.
So I eat plant-based, but I don't cut my carbs because I don't get a lot of
Right,
protein
right.
because I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah.
So,
Your food options are way better. This is vanilla-infused rubber bands
Yeah.
with a chocolate
Not me.
sauce.
and if you're curious what I'll order at Starbucks, I'll probably get an iced matcha latte.
Whatever that is.
It's like the green matcha,
Matcha tea.
but it's green tea, so there's a lot of caffeine.
Okay.
Highly recommend.
I'm such a
I'll be
basic
getting a
dude.
venti for sure.
Getting a venti. I just get my iced mocha. Like, what a basic.
That's good though. That's good.
It's good, but it's like chocolate milk coffee. Like, I'm such a basic kid. Oh my God, I forgot his name, but I've seen the guy who works adding lyrics to his weather. Oh yeah, I'm not doing that crap. He can do that. He's in Houston. I don't remember his name either, but he can do that. I will not be doing that. Did everyone just see fireworks? I have no idea why that stuff happens. I got to figure something out I got to figure out why that happens. Sometimes the computer just throws random effects up. I don't know why. Sorry. Oh man. All right, let me just get the radar set up for my Today Show hit. We'll do the new Smyrna Tower cam. Okay, perfect. All right. Basic no, classic yes. Okay, Laura, thank you. Thank you. That's what my husband calls it. Caffeinated chocolate milk. I mean, that's kind of what it is, right? I love the morning fun and good sense of humor during your coffee break. Thank you, Edward. We have to have fun. When you work these hours, seriously, when you work these hours, the only way to survive, and I've worked in TV for 22 years now, the only way to survive with these hours is good people. And I feel like everybody that works the morning shift, even Luke, is good people. All right, let me do this hit.
Lies and slander.
I have gestures enabled. How do I turn that off? Help. No doubt. Slick roadways, people driving like knuckleheads, they just don't go well together. Cloudy skies, though, as we peek out on our tower cam network. Temperatures are in the 70s, and first warning live Doppler radar showing those showers around. So for today, it's morning showers making way for afternoon and evening thunderstorms. 70% coverage of storms, keeping it that way all the way through the weekend. All right. All the animations are coming from Facebook when people do emojis. Oh, interesting. So it's on Facebook. Okay. Okay. Yeah, but what I was honest to God, it's all about the people. And let me just tell you, when it comes to the people, and I've got to set my computer, like Sheldon and I interned at the same place 20-something years ago. I worked with Meredith.
20-something, don't date us that much. It was 2005. It was 18.
18 years ago. Meredith, I started working with in 2006 or 2007 in Palm Beach, 17 years ago. She thought I was hitting on her when I first started working with her. She thought I was trying to ask her out on dates. She did. That's a true story. Megan, I'm relatively new with, but I adore her. Oh man. Okay. All right, just one more hit. Let me get the radar set up, and then we can take a deep dive in the tropics. I haven't ignored y'all. I promise. I'm sorry. I'm multitasking. All right. What is this? This is the D block. Oh my gosh. There's only a million weather hits. Downtown.
Okay.
What do you look like? There you look all right.
Thank you, Meg.
Check the radar.
Yeah, Aaron,
Need to up. Ma'am?
Can I pull up Instagram?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna pull up Instagram for you guys. I'm gonna pull up.
Okay. All right, that's all set.
Can I exit this?
Megan did 2 thumbs up fireworks. That's so weird. Susie wants to know if I was actually hitting on you, Meredith.
1 minute.
Were you actually, what were your intentions in that email? Because they were a little confusing.
I wish you still had that email. How funny would that be?
I just couldn't tell. I was like, is he asking me out or like what's going on here?
So it's because I was the first young person to work at WPBF in West Palm. Everybody else was in their 40s and 50s.
Okay. So this cat over here sends me an email, and I'm very chit chatty. I love to get to know everyone, but I just couldn't tell by your email. I don't remember, but I just remember being like, so is he asking me out on a date or what's going on here? I love it. But yes, I couldn't tell. I didn't know what was happening. And then I look all these years later, dear friends, I was at his wedding.
I was not at her wedding.
Well, that's because you had our other dear
because
friends.
because I had committed to another dear friend's wedding on the
West
same
Coast,
day.
yeah.
Did it really happen on the same day?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She
She
tells me, she's like, I'm going to invite you to my wedding, but you're not coming. And I'm like, I wouldn't miss it for the world. And she's like, no, you're going to miss it. Crap. There's so many stories. I wasn't hitting on her. I was just excited to have a friend. All right, one more weather hit and then we can talk tropics. Taylor, I still haven't answered the question. I promise I wasn't hitting on her. I will never date at work. I mean, I'm married, certainly. I'm not dating at work, but even when I was single, that was a rule of mine. You don't do that.
What he was doing moments before
Or I don't. All right, hold on.
Well, dozens attended a Volusia County School Board
Tilt
meeting
this
last
down.
night to battle over books in school libraries. Good morning, thank you for joining us on this Wednesday, American Pizza.
I'm Sheldon Duquesne, bringing us all of those stories in just a moment. First, we gotta get a check of this forecast because there is green on the radar.
Yes, for sure, and it's pretty gloomy outside today. Here, almost Eric Bird joining us now. So Eric, is this going to be kind of the story of the day?
Yeah, there's a lot of clouds, though. As the sun angle gets higher, we'll be able to burn some of the cloud cover off. We're already seeing the showers coming down in coverage, but roadways are going to be slick in spots. Keep that in mind. Here's a look downtown Orlando. No rain really falling anymore. And while we had up to a 40% coverage of showers this morning, we knew it would come down. And I'm going to keep a 10% mention of sprinkles late this morning. Then we recycle things and get going again with a 60-70% coverage of storms, kind of dinner time through bedtime. Temperatures today a little limited to the mid-range of the 80s. Here's first warning live Doppler radar. Quiet in the metro, but when I loop this, you really get an idea that that coverage of showers is kind of coming down. Still, though, raining a little bit here in Melbourne, Palm Bay, working over toward the Barrier Islands. A little bit of shower activity fading just south of downtown Orlando, out around the International Airport. The Four Corners back over to Lake County, and then further to the north around Tavares. Look over toward DeLeon Springs, DeLand. Watching some new showers, though, developing here around Ormond Beach, Holly Hill, up through Flagler Beach. That just kind of gives you an idea, though. Generally, we're going to be tapering things off for now. Then the storms fire back up. We'll take a look at the model data coming up in just a couple of minutes.
And they're taking a look at our roadways now. First traffic.
Okay, now we have about 10 or so minutes until my next weather hit.
This is the off-ramp lane. The right lane here is blocked, so
Taylor says you don't blank where you eat. Yeah, that's it. It was always a rule of mine that I just didn't want to date at work. And it was more than just, it was more like, listen, I also told myself I was never going to date anybody in TV because the scheduling is just so rough. But also, yeah, for me, I've seen chemistry. This is true. Chemistry is so important in what we do. I don't hide it well. If I don't like somebody, you know it. And so that's my struggle. That's why if I was 21, like I was 21 when Meredith started working with me. And if we had dated and it didn't go well, then it's just not going to be good on TV. So, that was always my thing. That was always my thing. Destiny says, I worked with my ex-fiance. I was his boss and had to fire him. See, like, that never goes well. at least in terms of the chemistry. I was just saying, like, I never dated at work because you can't fake chemistry. And, I need good chemistry with people I work with.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Won't do it again.
Yeah.
Not here. I did it at my first TV station. He was also in TV. He's still in TV. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. I've
Whoever
seen.
said don't where you eat.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. I don't care how hot you are, how much money you make. Like, I will never.
Yeah.
I honestly think different professions too, because if you're in the same profession, like, I don't want to bring work home.
Well, that's the other. Yeah. And then our schedules are crazy, and yeah, it's just. It is what it is. It is what it is. To me though, chemistry is everything. I love the fact that almost 20 years later, I can always say Meredith thought I was hitting on her the first time I was talking with her.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
I mean, I hit on Meredith too. She's literally so hot.
Oh, she's beautiful. She's so beautiful. And you know who's more beautiful? Her husband.
Yes.
Or at least as beautiful. Her husband is as beautiful. Oh, they are a power couple. Oh my God.
You know who's beautiful is your wife, Jeannie.
Oh, Jeannie, she's a beautiful pain in my tuchus.
Beautiful inside and out.
But she's my beautiful pain in the tuchus. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Oh, man. Frank says you don't do well putting on a mask. I'm the same way. Yeah, it's so important to me to have chemistry. Patrick, I feel like if you didn't like someone, you would just ignore them. That's true, actually. If I don't like somebody, I kind of ignore them.
Yeah, that is very true.
Wow, Patrick straight up called me out. Jeez. Okay, all right, let's take a look at the other things, okay? Let's take a look at the tropics. I want to make sure that we get there. We're talking about everything but the weather, and I apologize. All right, so here's a look at the tropics. The basin as it is right now, we've got that Caribbean moisture that's kind of bubbling up and kind of bubbling up and trying to move our direction. Pressures are not lowering, so we're not thinking that that's going to develop. In the central Atlantic, you can see Tropical Storm Philippe, and then right behind it, probably going to be our next named storm, a high 90% likelihood over the next 2 days' time that X, that's Invest 91, gets going. The next name on the list is Rena, and I do think that it's kind of interesting. There's not many names left on the list. You got Sean, Tammy, Vince, and Whitney, and then we go to the supplemental list. So there you go, almost out of names this year. In terms of models, there's nothing crazy. We'll take a look at it, see what's doing. This is the raw GFS model data. I love how we're like bouncing around on all different subjects. So we'll just run through. I'll put the basin overview up. All right, so there's that. And that at least gives us kind of an idea. All right, so basin. You got Rena developing there. Philippe kind of fading and working over toward like St. Croix, just bringing some moisture like right there. For example, that's Monday at 2 p.m. You got Philippe faded over Puerto Rico, a remnant low. And then you've got Rena behind it, kind of developing and doing its thing. And then there's something interesting here. Look a little closer. Let me enlarge this view. And if you're commenting at the moment, I'm not looking at that screen, so forgive me. So you've got the remnants of Philippe over Puerto Rico, but look to our east. See that little blue dot? Like that's a little piece of energy around us. And then through like October 5th, 6th, you've got that moisture or that lowered pressure around us. Now, what's nice is if that plays out that way, a counterclockwise spin off of our coastline, that's a bit of a coastal low, we actually would end up perhaps pulling autumn back down. So that's not too bad. Then notice the model trying to redevelop it there and then bring it into the Outer Banks. And then look at this right there. Interesting. Around the 13th, an area of low pressure. If you remember when we were looking at the BSR was indicating something around the 15th, 16th. So this may be the GFS trying to smell something there. All right, let's look at the European, just kind of see what it's doing. Do that. We'll go back out to the basin view. We've got Philippe. We've got Rena. We'll go back one run just because the previous run goes out further. We'll come into the Caribbean view. Yeah, kind of interesting. Both models around the 5th are indicating some lowered pressure around Florida. And I know that the BSR had indicated that too, didn't it? That's the 6th. And then if we can go to the control ensemble to go a little bit further out. And then there's just some like lowered pressure around, nothing specific, nothing crazy. So interesting. Listen, give me 2 seconds and I'll load up the BSR real fast. I have to push like 50 buttons to get it to work here. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Interact, we'll do that. Okay, all right. So let's switch over to the BSR. Stop. Hit the wrong, of course I hit the wrong button. Give me 2 seconds. Move you, do that, do this. Oh my God, stop it. That. Okay, perfect. All right. So here's a look at the BSR. Okay, and still trying to show something of an area of low pressure. We're getting a pretty consistent signature there. That's 29. So based on 60 on the 29th, we're looking at, yeah, that's like the 16th. So around the 16th, we're still looking at a signature of some sort of a storm system around October 16th, some sort of a storm system coming in around the Panhandle, and then watching something kind of hanging out perhaps down around the Caribbean just thereafter. Decent cold front. Yeah, so the 16th definitely going to be a time frame for something interesting. Interesting. I'm always fascinated to watch and see how the BSR kind of translates. So we're going to watch it and we're going to keep an eye. Any other questions, comments, concerns before we go? Always interesting stuff. If folks in the comments here hook up, did we meet online at Eric's work? Oh my God. That's trippy. Oh, it's on, yeah. What's that area just north of Park Avenue? Hannibal Square. It's there, and I loved it. I took Jeannie on a date over the summer.
Oh, they opened up recently, right?
Yeah.
It looked so good. I drove by the other night.
Yeah. It's lovely. Doing a great job regurgitating what the National Weather Service puts out. Oh, Adam, so sweet of you. So sweet of you. Yeah, I've made my entire forecast, and I guarantee you that the Weather Service is not publicly going out and talking about BSR stuff. But so sweet of you. So sweet of you. I guess without trolls, there would be no bridges or internet. So sweet of you, though. Any other questions? Debbie says Sheldon's excited. Let's go bother them for a couple minutes, particularly Sheldon. Sheldon, I'm going to visit you for the next minute and 27 seconds. Say hello to everybody on Coffee Talk Live.
Only 1 minute.
Morning, guys.
Always got to go to the wall. We can walk with him.
Okay.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
We've missed you.
It's good to be back. I was on vacation for a friend's wedding in Italy.
Oh my God. It was a wedding?
Yeah.
Holy cannoli.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yes.
See what I did there?
Yes, I had some delicious desserts while I was there as well. But it's good to be back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Can you ask your amazing coffee talkers to give me a follow?
To give you a follow? Wait, are you really harvesting follows from Coffee Talk?
Yeah, I love the coffee talk crew.
Guys, how
You
much
know,
do we love Eric Burris?
if-
So seriously.
If you and I had ended up married, then maybe I would ask them to follow you. But that was a missed opportunity on your part.
You are he is too much. Y'all just like can't get enough of him though. Isn't he the best? I know. Coffee talker ever.
Oh my God.
I'm like your hype girl over here.
Miss Irish Eyes, 1974.
Okay.
2001.
Thank you, Sheldon Dutez. Oh, one for all the Pittsburghers out there. If you've ever been to St. Patty's Day Parade in Pittsburgh, my mom though was a Miss Smiling Irish Eyes in like 1960.
Oh my gosh, was she really?
Yeah, I forget the date.
So you're like a
She
third generation?
She was in
My
the.
grandmother did it too.
Your grandmother did
No,
it?
I don't think my grandmother. No, my grandmother didn't do it.
Oh.
But she was like super involved in the Irish community. But my mom was, yeah. So.
You both have beautiful
You're so
eyes.
sweet.
Careful, she's gonna think I'm trying to hit on her again.
Sheldon, I was like, I don't think my grandmother did.
2.
Oh man. She is gorgeous. She is gorgeous. And she's as sweet as can be. All right. I guess I'm going to go do some work. Thank you all for hanging out. I'm not doing the noon today, so I'll be with you through 10 a.m. on CW18, and then we'll do our 3:30 coffee talk again. Does that sound good? Arlene, you're from Pittsburgh? Look at that. Give Meredith a follow. Make her happy. Good old Meredith McDonough. All right. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you for hanging out for Coffee Talk. Sorry about the rain. We were watching the radar. We'll be watching the radar through the day.